I bid you all good morning, good evening, and good night, wherever you may be watching this transmission. It is I, Mike Martins, bringing you another small business update, guys. This is kind of important. Now, I kind of want to throw this out there because we need to rediscuss, like we've done on the channel many times before, public and private sector. Public and private sector. Without a private sector, which is private sector as in my little business, the bakery down the street, the comic book store, this business, that business, the record store, whatever. You know what I'm saying, right? If those things are still open. But still, without them, and without their deductions, and without their, when they send in the remittance and all this stuff, there will no, the public sector does not exist. Public sector being government jobs. The private sector funds the public sector. So the small businesses and strip malls and all those places you see, big corporate business, they always find loopholes. Big box stores, they always find loopholes to offset their any capital gains. So they don't pay a lot in tax. So don't get ever fooled by, oh, look, this big box store, yeah, it's going to take away potential small businesses in town, but it's going to create more employment. No, well, it is technically on paper, but realistically, these guys have huge ways of offsetting any capital gains. Right? Canadian businesses sentiment improves, but 63% see further layoffs. So here it is. And this is our bread and butter. This is what's been keeping this whole economic Ponzi scheme Canada's been in. And a lot of the people in the private sector jobs are having a really tough time making ends meet, whether it's with housing, whether it's keeping their business afloat. And this problem has been happening for a while now. It's not because of COVID. This has been happening for a while. And let's see what's happening here. Canadian businesses are getting used to the lockdown, but things are still going to get worse. Canadian Federation of Independent Business, CFIB, data shows an improvement of business sentiment in April. The improvement is still relatively mild. Let me just zoom this in here so I can see it better here. Miles, as most small to midtown enterprises, SME, prepare for more layoffs over the next few months. Luckily, I'm self-employed. It is a corporation, but I do work for my corporation, and I do pay myself from the corporation. I haven't paid myself recently from my corporation, right? So, my store, my business that I have here in town, right? So it's okay. I could survive, but there's a lot of businesses out there with 6, 7, 8. Small to medium-sized business with anywhere from 6 to 15 employees. And then there's some businesses there from 30 to 65 employees that are having a really tough time making payrolls and people being laid off left, right, and center. And a lot of employers have been making deals with employees saying, look, I will hire you back, right? I'll put you on unemployment now. Go ahead and collect your benefits for now. And then we're going to go ahead and work something out later, right? So today we're looking at another CFIB Business Barometer a Sentiment Index. The CFIB is an organization that represents the SMEs. With 110,000 members, the barometer is a snapshot of how a sample of those members feel about the economy during their monthly survey. Due to the rapid shift in SME environments during the pandemic, they've scaled up the surveys to twice a month. So I think they even published some sort of an article online with updates on what's going on. So that's kind of interesting there. Reading it is about as straightforward as looking at your kid's report card. If the index is below 65%, expectations are the economy will grow below potential. If it's above 65%, the economy is going to be better than its expected potential. It happens. If it's right, 65% of the economy is functioning at potential. Higher is better, lower is worse. Onward. Canadian business sentiment improves, but things are still bleak. So let me know how it's happening on the home front for you guys. I know there's a lot of oil rig workers going back to work. I know in some provinces construction is mandatory. Building condos to leave them empty for rich investors to buy is mandatory, guys. That's what keeps our economy going. The initial shock is starting to subside. The SME operators still expect more bad things to come. The index reached 37.7% in the first week of April, up from a record low in the second half of March. The index read 49.8% in the first half of March and 60.5% as recent as February. The sudden shift indicates businesses were optimistic at the beginning of this year, despite rising businesses insolvencies. So this is not. This is really bad. And is it going to get worse? Yes, guys, it will be getting a lot worse as time prevails until we find out what's going on. Why Canada's going to get hit? Canada, America, well, not really. Okay, America's getting hit hard, but America understands and knows that China lies. Where in Canada, the problem is they believe everything they say. So is Australia. Australia's not off the hook, and neither is New Zealand and the UK. They hid the virus, they believe them, and yeah, that's a pretty bad thing. This is the Barometer Index from the CFIB. Index of Small Business Sentiment, an index level of 65 indicates the economy is growing perceived potential. There it is right there. Woo! That's not much, but we've already surpassed the 08 numbers there. I don't know how the economy is growing right now, but unless there's companies that have converted old factories into starting produce again, because Canada produces pretty much nothing anymore. Our lumber industry shut, our oil's in the pits, and we're got nowhere to go, right? But construction, right? More layoffs are coming, according to the source for the CFIB. Further details from the survey show businesses expect things to get worse. Only 5% see adding full-time staff in the next 3 months, and less than 1/10 say their business is in good state. Whoa, 1/10. To contrast, 63% of businesses say they have cut full-time staff to 58% say their business is in a bad state. Government incentives improved the outlook, but reality is setting in. Ted Mallett, CFIB's chief economist, noted even more business owners are planning to lay off staff in the next 3 months. And when we surveyed them 2 weeks ago, incentives like wage subsidies have relieved some of the pressure, but it's near impossible to mitigate all of the issues that cropped up. So this is from our friends over at Better Dwelling. Go ahead and check them out. They're really good. They do a lot of updates on what's happening specifically in the housing market here in Canada and how we've been bamboozled. And people that bought at the top, oh my goodness, people that bought at the top. I don't feel sorry for those people because of FOMO, right? And FOMO is a big deal. Anyways, guys, please don't forget to get over to the channel and subscribe. I need you guys to get over, subscribe, share these videos, because we have a very bleak outlook, because we have private sector, the privates now, the jobs that are being lost, the majority of them are private sector jobs. Private sector, personal. Public sector, government. So your police officers, your firefighters, your doctors, your cities that have 400 people working in HR. In your local city, work 400 HR workers with 65 employees on the ground. So let me know what you guys think. Sorry about that, the phone is ringing. So small business sentiment improved, 63% see further layoffs. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and get over to the channel, and don't forget to set your reminders for Mike and the Knight's Trends in the Housing Markets. Don't forget to set your reminders here, guys. I really appreciate it. And there's lots on the channel to see. If you're binge watching channels, go ahead and watch all kinds of shows. I recommend to watch this one here, Project Tabletop. This is a series where I get the old drug den in town, and I convert it into a viable business. Hi.
Daddy, this one has no air.
Oh, it's got no air? Oh, it's dead. Sorry. What are you eating? Dashkomans. Woo. Pekka. That's my daughter. Anyways, let me know what you guys think. Thanks for watching. Watch Project Tabletop. Really good show. And we'll talk soon. Thanks for watching, guys. Big hug.